Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, and this is Antitish Ordo, and thank you for joining me on part 3 of what possible KOTOR characters can be making it into, or what KOTOR can give to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And I'm going to be talking about just droids from KOTOR 1 and 2. I'm not going to talk about all of them just because they're all just weird different makes and models. Yes, I know, hopefully we do get a droid rework and a droid meta in the future, because I have tons of different droids worked up to a certain degree. HK and IG-88 are both Gear 12. L337 is Gear 11. A few others are Gear 10 and 9s, so we'll hope to see what we get. But yeah, we already have HK-47 from KOTOR 1 and 2, so he's not on this list. Sorry to disappoint. But obviously you knew there was if you're coming to this video, you probably already knew he was in the game. But I feel like we can get a few different HKs. At least in KOTOR 1 or in KOTOR 2, we get HK-50. And I do want to talk about this really quickly though. This list will probably see maybe 2, if not 4 of these on coming into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If that. I'm guaranteeing more 2 in the next 2 to 5 years. In the next 2 to 5 years, we'll see at least guaranteed possibly 2. At least my prediction, that is. I could be wrong. We'll see. But HK-50 is the first one. He was in KOTOR 2. He's also acting as a bounty hunter in a way, a hidden bounty hunter. So he could theoretically have the bounty hunter tag. They were hunting down the crew of the Ebon Hawk, or the Ebon Hawk crew. Of course, they couldn't do damage to HK-47, so maybe they could have something unique. Because if you actually play the, what people recovered from the background files of KOTOR 2, there was some work to be done where HK-47 infiltrates the factory of the HK-50s. And HK-50s can't fight or shoot HK-47 and vice versa. So maybe they'll have do 50% less damage to an HK unit. So an HK unit would be like HK-50, HK-47. They could add in HK-51 and 55 from Star Wars The Old Republic. That could be a thing where there's kind of an HK theme moving on there. So, well, we'd have to see how that one would work out. I think it'd be kind of cool to see mass amounts of different HK units. So just call it, the tag HK unit would be in these. And of course, there was that little speculation, but they kind of removed it. If you typed in bounty in the list of characters on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you would find HK in the bounty hunters, but they removed it. But he could still be added in. If not him, it could also possibly, I'm lightly predicting, allude to HK-50 being at least a bounty hunter of some form or fashion. But yeah, HK-50 is a very possibility of coming into the game. I would love to see a month where you see the HK-47 login, then you get HK-50, HK-51, HK-55, and maybe the companion to HK-55 when you do that little HK-55 story mission. I totally don't remember that droid's name because I haven't really played it because I didn't have the money to get it to where I could play that. I've just seen at least a playthrough once. But maybe just some sort of HK droid theme would be kind of cool. HK team with random other droid, R2, BB-8, something like that. So, the next one, everyone's probably predicting this one be on this list, Goto, or G0T0. This was definitely would be a scoundrel, and definitely would be Darkseid, and he was the one trying to make the galaxy a better place, to stop the war completely. Didn't care what side won, he was more focused on trying to stop the war. He'd be a floating droid. He did some repairs here and there, that kind of thing, but who knows? We'll see what actually, what they would actually do with this one, but yeah, I can easily guarantee in the next 2 to 5 years, we'll see a Goto character come into the game. Especially since there's a lot of fans of KOTOR 2. There's a lot of fans that like KOTOR 2's story more than KOTOR 1. And I think the graphics of KOTOR 1 over 2 a little better, but there was also some things that KOTOR 2 cleaned up, like the capes. So, there's a lot of great possibilities of pulling Goto out, being a droid leader, being a Scoundrel Smuggler Leader. Maybe a lot of things. Scoundrel Smuggler Bounty Hunter Leader. So who knows? This is one of the last two that I have a possibility of droids coming from KOTOR to be, because I know we already got T3 and 4. He was in KOTOR 1 and 2. HK-47 as well. But the Mark 7 experimental prototype assassin droid was used by certain various gangs and stuff, so it's kind of like the IG-86 of KOTOR 1 and 2, essentially, if you really want to compare it. So we could get this. It's assassin droid, just be like a scoundrel droid. That's it, really, is what I see this one being. And this one I can be seeing is one of the 4 I mentioned. Then the last 4th is the Sentinel droid. The Sentinel droid, weirdly enough, I feel like could be a possible 2-piece character. An Old Republic variant and a Sith Empire variant, just because they were used by both sides, so it didn't really matter. They would have been used by both sides. So we could have, literally, Sentinel droid thrown into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, both sides, Dark Side Light, Sith Empire, Old Republic, and they would have the exact same kit. But they may make it to where you can only have one on the team versus the other on the team. You can't have both of them on the team. There'd be some sort of conflict. Or if they start the battle together on a team, one explodes, and then when one dies, the other one is revived, and then something like that. I don't know. Or they could just keep it where they're... Because I feel like this would be a character that would definitely be a basic special, unique, like just kind of like a Stormtrooper without the Wall of Stormtrooper effect. Just like some sort of droid buff, or a buff based on their faction. The last few droids are just simple, like the Rakatan Guardian droid. I don't see this one ever really coming in, but hey, I just want to throw it on the list because it's a predictable possibility. The KX-12 probe droid, this is also used for medical purposes as well, so it could also heal non-droid sentient being, or non-droid characters better, and it could be also repair based too. So it would have a healing ability for droids and a healing ability for non-droids. That'd be really cool. Basic healing ability, and either unique or just leave it as the 2 different healing abilities. Mark 1 assault droids. And the thing is these last few droids were used by both the Empire, the Sith Empire, or the Sith, and the Old Republic. So these ones are a little tricky to play around with. That's why I was thinking guaranteeing at least the Sentinel droid, and then we can have 2 of one character, 2 of the exact same kit, except the only little bit difference is the factions. But, we got the Mark 1 assault droids, the municipal patrol droids, the assault droid. Another thing they could do with all these droids, outside of Goto, HK, and the assassin droid and the Rakatan droid, is all of them could be a neutral, so they can be used by both sides. The assault droid Mark 2 as the last of the list, assault droid Mark 4. But yeah, these are some of the droids I decided to pull up and see. So these could be just all neutral droids because they'd be used on both sides. They could be used on, well, not this one, and that one. They could just be used. They could either do one or both, or they could just do a droid month where they just add KOTOR droids, just throw them in. They're just basic, simple droids. A lot of them could be just free to play, like this one and this one. Definitely be thrown in just straight off free to play. And they just have just simple abilities, so you can at least build some more teams, play around with some teams, have them in a neutral tag, so they could be dark side, light side. Who knows? But that's just my thoughts on these characters. The main 2 droids for sure I can probably see is HK-50 and Goto. I would love to see a HK team of at least the 4 HK units I mentioned earlier in the video. I think that'd be kind of cool, an HK meta. Oh yeah, that would be kind of really cool. So other than that, let me just guys think in the comments below about the droids of KOTOR era. I don't know if I'll do any more droids per se, because that covers a lot of at least the KOTOR comics and KOTOR 1 and 2. But there are some KOTOR or Star Wars The Old Republic or SWGOH droids that could still come into the game. But I'll get to them when I get to the SWGOH era. other than that, thanks for watching. Really appreciate all those that watch the videos I make, and you guys have a wonderful day.